Good morning, and thank you for having me today. My name is John Keisler, and I am the Economic Development Director for the City of Long Beach. And I really wanted to share a little bit about the future and emerging role of economic development in local government. It's a pretty incredible time in our history, and we all, as local government leaders, are looking for new ways to help our communities emerge stronger from both a pandemic and an economic crisis. So I think one of the most important things, I'm going to say, know who you are and grow who you are when it comes to economic development, because everything begins with our own history. Long Beach is different than many other cities, but ultimately we have these special characteristics about making things and moving things, and our economy has evolved out of that DNA that was laid so many years ago. The other thing I think is understanding about exactly what that means economically. Where are our jobs? What was impacted by the most recent economic cycle? And until we really understand who we are at a detailed level, it really is difficult to know what the opportunity is for growth. But we also need to focus our efforts. So focusing our efforts and our investments on the right parts of our community, who works in which different sectors, and how does that affect different parts of town. That is a really important part, because our people and our community is really how our economy moves. The other thing that I think is really, really important right now, as we're focusing on the future of role of economic development, is acknowledging the challenges that we face with regard to racial reconciliation. We learned so much about our communities over this past pandemic, and of course the incidents involving George Floyd, that by acknowledging who we are and the challenges that we face, we can start to cure some of those challenges that have been with us for a long time, but also help us to become healthier as an economy as we move forward. So over the years, the role of economic development has really been to help our city and find ways to generate revenue to pay for city services. But I like to challenge us all to think about how we are more of a regional economy now in Southern California, and how collaborating with our community and the communities around us to bring all of these different assets that we have together and make this whole region more competitive in the national and international economy. I am always surprised, how many residents in our community in Long Beach actually commute out to your cities every day in LA and Orange County to find good jobs and ultimately use their skills to maximize their income potential. But ultimately, our job is to build on a regional basis and together the infrastructure that the private sector needs, whether it's through international trade or through our ports, our airports, our freeways, our rail. And all of that infrastructure that we're building is shared, because it cuts across all of our city borders. And that's how I believe our emerging role of economic development is so much more about preparing the environment and building the infrastructure that on a regional basis this modern economy is going to work on. So some of the things that we're trying to do from a real estate investment standpoint to attract real estate investors, developers, private sector investment, is really by preparing the environment. So enhanced infrastructure financing districts, special plans or special districts where we have more density and we allow for transit-oriented development. We can really take an active role in shaping the future of our economy by preparing the physical environment through our regulatory roles to attract that kind of investment that we need and want. That supports our economy. Also through partnering. We have to think now, we don't have redevelopment agencies. We can't just go in and buy a bunch of land and demolish it and sell it again. We really have to partner with the private sector to do P3s, public-private partnerships, and that can involve financing, designing, building, operating, maintaining our civic infrastructure like we just did in Long Beach, to get much, much more than we could on our own. on our own. Also including people, connecting more people to high-tech infrastructure. So one of the big initiatives in economic development here is we started an economic and digital inclusion coordinator role in our economic development department to help connect more businesses and community members, workers, students, seniors, people who didn't have internet connections with hardware and literacy and training and security. And we've done about $1 million now in digital inclusion work over the past couple months to get more households connected so that they can participate in this modern economy. Also just using technology to innovate and deliver services in more efficient ways. And so as an economic development department, we realized that, hey, getting those resources out to community members, business owners who need standard questions answered, or maybe they want to ask and answer these questions through new formats like their mobile device in the middle of the night when we don't have our call centers open or we don't have people available. So looking for ways that we can leverage information technology, just like we were with our transportation or our high-tech infrastructure, to really engage people in new ways that meet them where they are. And then investing, actually becoming an investor. The city and local government has typically stayed out of business development in the sense of trying to help new businesses find access to capital. But we don't always have to be, the source of the answer. We can partner with community development financial institutions, nonprofit crowdfunding platforms online. And we've done that in Long Beach, and we've helped by connecting business owners and helping them connect with these kinds of crowdfunding tools to get their businesses started. So sometimes city as investor as well, which is a new role that we're having success with. And then partnering with our universities. Talent is king in this new advanced economy. We need, talent to come out of our universities regionally. You may have universities within the region that you can partner with as a city to really connect with your employers so that they can make long-term commitments, 30, 60 years, and know that there's going to be talent coming. We also partner with our universities to start entrepreneurial programs like the Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. But we have to think about ourselves as a partner in building the entrepreneurial and ecosystem for talent and talent development. The other role that we've found that we've been playing in this new emerging role of economic development is around transitions, economic transitions. The private sector oftentimes has to go where there's, the price is right. So we've seen in Long Beach losing some of our large historic aerospace manufacturers, but that isn't the end of the story. Ultimately, there's infrastructure there, whether it's around our airport or through our university training engineers. And we were able in the city to take on this new role of helping to reposition that talent and those tenants in those supply chains. And now, even though we lost, a Boeing C-17 production supply chain, we've now replaced that with 4 new aerospace, satellite, and rocket launch companies in advanced manufacturing using the same talent and infrastructure to transition into this new marketplace. The other thing is training. I think that oftentimes as cities, we forget that one of the absolute most important advantages we have as the state of California is we have our university system, we have our Cal State system. It's the most robust public education system in the world. So talent and training and upskilling. And so partnering with our workforce innovation boards, our workforce networks, many of them are independent of cities, but they're hungry, just like we partner with Pacific Gateway here in the city of Long Beach on really designing the talent training programs using federal funds and connecting them to employers. And these are opportunities for cities to serve as training partners in the workforce. And then another area that we've found that is emerging in the role of local government is the future of work. We have gig workers and on-demand workers. And so in our relationship with Pacific Gateway and through an innovative program called Work LB, we now have an online labor exchange to meet available hours in the workforce, the gig workers with the demand for that work, whether it's employers or individuals. And then, of course, communicating. We have totally transformed in a very simple and efficient way without any new staff or anything like that to be better communicators using online digital tools, social media, constant contact, daily and weekly emails to let people know about grants and resources that we aren't even providing as a city, but we're helping people to connect with at the state or federal level. And then visioning. So this is one of the biggest, as I kind of wrap up, the emerging role of local government in economic development is about providing an economic vision, taking our history, our data, our partners, where the market is moving, and providing a vision for the future. And that's a community-based process. We're in the middle of it right now. We're just wrapping up 24 community meetings, roundtables with different sectors about the economic recovery. But our blueprint for economic development has really provided a lot of inspiration for our policymakers and our staff and the community to know where the economy is going and how we intend to play a role in it. So at the end of the day, it comes down, the economy is about people. It's about connecting people and sharing your vision, sharing the opportunity. And so we have recently started a new nonprofit economic development corporation in the city of Long Beach called the Long Beach Economic Partnership. And we're now doing these quarterly Accelerate Long Beach events where we take the university data and we share that with the community. We get the best minds in the community to talk about what's happening in their sectors. So I want to invite you all to not only think about this new role of economic development and your role in it, but also come to Long Beach on March 18th, a virtual event. Join us for Accelerate Long Beach, and you'll get a sense of how we see the economy moving here, but also maybe get some ideas and connect with you about how we can work together. So thank you for your time today. Thank you for everything you're doing to collaborate and help us become stronger as a region. And we'll see you soon.